Next question is from Wrestle on YouTube. What are the most common mistakes homebrewers make when scaling up to commercial brewing? Okay, so we have a couple of they have some similarities, the last couple questions. One of the things that I'm going to take this a little bit broader. Like I said, I've had a lot of stuff coming in about like going pro, trying to maybe open your own place, stuff like that. So this is another question that kind of falls under that. I think a common mistake that an amateur brewer makes when they're scaling up to commercial brewing is one, a potential lack of awareness of what the new equipment is like and the ramifications of that on the beer. Okay. I think it's really important, and this might sound silly, but listen, there's I don't know. There's mechanics that know how to fix cars, and they know that if this is broken, that this needs to be replaced, this, that, or the other thing. There's two kinds of mechanics. One that knows like why it happened and why it needs to be done that way, and the other mechanic just knows that the new part needs to go in. I think there's that with brewers too. I would really encourage you to, if you are thinking about opening your own place as a home brewer, you should try to get some experience on the pro side with the equipment, but also you have to really be chasing it. You really have to be pursuing the science and art of brewing beer, and you have to do that with a passion. Okay, because you're talking about opening your own place. You're not talking about having a job in the brewing industry, right? There's nothing wrong with having a job in the brewing industry. You know how to run your stuff at your place, and you perform at a high level. That's great. But if you want to build that thing out as a career, build your business, you really have to be after it. You really have to be passionate about it. I will say this too. I think it's very challenging to be the owner and the brewer at a place. I think it can work, but I would say that it's maybe a mistake is too strong of language, because maybe you need to, get beer and tanks need to start making money, obviously, before you can hire somebody on. But I think a lot of times people find that they need to hire somebody on as soon as possible. And I think that's probably the savviest move. And I think the best case scenario there is finding somebody that is skilled and knows what they're doing in the brew house, but is also open to having conversations about, like how can we work on artistic concepts together on the recipe side. That would be one thing. How do you, yeah, so most common mistakes homebrewers make when scaling up to commercial brewing. I'm looking at it like that, not so much like on the recipe and whatever side. I do think it's underestimating that stuff and just not getting familiar with how the pro side equipment works, and little things like not understanding draft systems. That's a big deal. Not understanding how to maintain certain items in the brewery. Maintenance stuff is very important from an equipment standpoint. Those are some of my big picture takeaways, aside from like the nuts and bolts of brewing beer stuff. I think one of the common mistakes too is people don't understand that, like I do think like founders used to have the motto, you know, we brew what we want, or and Stone had something similar. I don't know, man. I think there's something to be said for that, but I do think you have to be nimble. You do have to make what people are interested in. You know, there's beers that pay the bills, and then there's those beers that pay the bills allow you to make the beer that maybe only a few people care about, including you, right? So, and we all have beer styles that we love like that. So. Anyhow, Russell, I appreciate the question.
All right, everybody, thank you so much for watching. If you feel as if you got any value out of the video, please like and subscribe. There are also other videos that you can watch. They're going to maybe be over here or over here. Appreciate you watching.